On this episode of the John 1911 podcast, an offer we can't refuse. A 40-ton bulldozer for the range, not a bump stock, and trials and tribulations on Vimeo. Good morning, everybody. This is Marky and Freeze, and this is episode 89 of the John 1911 podcast. Freeze, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hallelujah, this is working. In case some people haven't figured it out already, I am mobile. I am actually loaded up with a bunch of gear, driving in the balmy 34-degree weather, and I decided we didn't get too many complaints on the mobile podcast last week. Actually, somebody said it didn't sound too bad on my end, so I'm like, well, we'll go ahead and do another one. So
yeah, why not? Hey, if it's working.
If it's working, that's right. So, that's because, I've been real mobile lately, and it's just easier to sometimes we talk all the time, but it's just easier to do podcasts, sometimes when I'm driving. So,
well, no doubt. I mean, we talk all the time, but sometimes it's hard to sit down, in the office in front of the microphones, and it's hard to find the time.
Yeah. So we haven't talked. First of all, how was your night?
It wasn't bad.
You worked last night, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. The snow and the cold weather kept most people hunkered down.
That's good. I guess we'll go ahead. Again, the people listening to this podcast, they think maybe this is all prepared, but it's not. Freeze has no idea what's coming. I texted you a couple of website links this morning, and this is bringing up a topic that I knew eventually would happen, and I guess we need to discuss it between us, and I think it would be beneficial for our listeners to know, kind of whatever we decide. So here's the deal. We're doing all this social media, and we're doing all these videos and all that, and it's getting good traction. And I knew it wouldn't be too long until somebody reached out and said, hey, you guys are awesome. We're looking for more awesome people so we can give them free stuff so you can review it. That happened this morning.
Oh, excellent. Well, I pulled up both of those websites.
I don't want to say what they are, just in case we decide we're not going to do it. So,
is it the same company?
Yes, they own both, apparently.
Okay, because with the exception of the name on the banner, they're identical websites.
Yeah, I haven't really communicated with them. Actually, the email came in, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, whoa, okay. So here's what happened. This came in. These people, they're like, hey, we want to send you guys free stuff, and you review it, and yada, yada, yada. So without any commentary, I sent Freeze these two websites this morning and said, is there anything on these websites that would even interest you in getting? I didn't tell him why, because I didn't want to color your judgment with the idea of, free stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? It's...
Yeah.
So, did you see anything on there? I don't know if they sell firearms or not. So,
I haven't had a chance to really look at it, and they got some, some okay stuff on there. They sell.
Are they in the United States or are they overseas? I'm not even entirely clear.
I don't know. I haven't got. They are overseas. They're in Israel.
Okay, because I see a lot of what I recognize as Israeli equipment from the old days.
Yes.
So I was like, this seems to be a lot of Israeli stuff. So I was like,
Apparently, they have something here in the United States. They have an address for returns here in the United
Okay.
States. So they do have something here.
Okay. Let me go ahead and lay out the gist of the conversation for the benefit of our listeners. And you know a lot of this, but I can't assume that people can read my mind. So let me go ahead and say kind of my concerns. I've had a lot of jobs. I've done a lot, and I know that kind of grates on you when I say stuff like that, and I understand that. But one of my concerns is I knew eventually this kind of stuff would start happening. Is my knee-jerk reaction is I don't want to spend time reviewing things or dealing with anything that does not personally interest me or that I would never own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't like, you don't put all this money into all these facilities and all this stuff going on. We have other things that we do. This is about shooting guns and having fun. I don't know if I see the benefit for me emotionally to like schlep around with a bunch of stuff that I don't believe in. And so that's my concern. I don't know how any of this works with all these YouTube people.
Yeah. Yeah, like I know what you're saying. And I don't know. I don't know the answer. I really don't.
See here, okay, so like let me set this up because I've thought about this in terms of a business cycle, and I know I'm losing the listener. Let me try to rein him back in. So, okay, every year at SHOT Show or every, I don't know, hunting season or whatever, there'll be new products that come out, be the latest and greatest thing, a new SKU if you're a business person. The new SKUs have to be sold. And so I don't know if it's these kinds of companies only want to send us whatever the current flash in the pan is, or whether we can pick and choose. Like, for example, the SCAR 16 truck project. I had to rip the front sight off the gun because I had to put a pick rail on it. I need some iron sights for the SCAR 16. Well, can I just contact these people and say, hey, I like this set of iron sights. Could you send them over to me for, I guess, T&E, whatever they call that? And, I'll use them on the SCAR if I like them, and I'll tell people what I think.
Yeah,
does that make any? Because it's something I need or I'm interested in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The only without, I haven't had, you just threw these websites on me, so I haven't really, gone through. But the only thing, if you had to say, yeah, is there anything you're interested in? And I don't even know if they carry it, but if they carry any type of accessories for the VZ58, like rails or maybe like an M4 style buttstock or a folding buttstock, I'd be interested in something like that because I'm always playing with the VZ58 and I do need a rail system for it.
Here's the thing. If they're an Israeli company, I think I've already seen VZ58 stuff on there. I guarantee it. Guarantee they have VZ58 stuff because, there's really all these Israeli companies, kind of DBA. There's not that many of them, and they all carry the same products. And so, yeah, I am prepared to go on record on the podcast. These people will have VZ58 products, and I had thought about that. So that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm, but other than that, I mean, I don't, I'd seriously just have to look at, go in depth on their website to see what they have. I mean,
yeah, well, see, that's my concern. It's like, they remail, and like, here's the thing. It's really interesting. I mean, again, for the person listening at home, it's kind of weird. I'm sure there's tons of kids out there that would love to be these, gun reviewers, give me free shit. And, I'm sure kids bounce all around the internet trying to get free stuff from people. And, you know, our unofficial policy, dude, we've said this many times off air in the Armory. If I want your shit, I'll buy your shit.
Well, exactly.
We spend a lot of money. We don't need free stuff. And so, but it was really interesting. The first email that came in was, boom, send you products, you review them, no charge. I mean, he let off with that. And,
well, look,
you know, that tells me the dude's serious.
Look, I have no interest in reviewing other people's stuff. I mean, you know, like you said, we're not gear reviewers. We just do our thing. But with that being said, you want to send me, you know, some stuff to put on the, you know, the BZ58 is going to get a lot of video time this summer. You know, I mean, that's already in the slot. You know, you want to send me some gear to slap on there, I'll throw it on there and we'll do videos on it. And if it's crap, I'll tell you it's crap. If it's great, you know, I'll tell you it's great. I mean, the VZ58 is kind of like one of my favorite toys, you know. And
okay,
if I can.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, dude, you've been to you were dreaming about the VZ58s when they were like black magic stuff from behind the Iron Curtain that no one ever could get.
I've got a VZ58 parts kit that I bought probably 20 years ago when you couldn't get VZ58s in. And the thing is, I wanted to build it because I was building AKs back then. But the problem is, the only receivers you could get for the VZ58 were like $1,000 when I could pick up, you know, AK receivers for like $50. And
yeah,
it was just too insane to build one. But, you know, but now when they started putting them together and bringing them in, you know, I snarfed up on one because I love the VZ58. I think it's, it's the best thing going in the well, it's not really an AK, but you know, if you want to get into like the AK area, I mean, like I said, I think the VZ58 is, I mean, if you laid a dozen different AKs of different variety, styles, and models next to a VZ58, I'd pick the VZ58 every day of the week.
I will say this: if you have like these crazy malfunctions you need to clear, and you got to choose between doing it on a VZ58 and an AK, if you think an AK is easy, dude, a VZ58, I mean, it's like, I mean, like that whole top cover basically comes back. They're pretty easy to clear unless something's really like crazy wedged in there. Yeah. So, right.
You know how you can tell you got a bona fide gun guy douchebag is when you watch him shoot a VZ58 and he does.
Oh.
When he
go ahead. Oh.
The stupid chamber check flip. If you do the chamber check flip on a VZ58, you're a fucking retard.
Dude, that I forgot about. I remember seeing some kids on the internet doing that, and it's like, the fuck are you doing? You know, you don't need to turn and look. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I understand same manual arms across multiple platforms, but it's literally doing something that I'm going to use a cool kid term against them. That's literally taking a standardized manual of arms industry thing and turning it into a training scar.
Yeah. Well, you know,
it's amazing.
I watch a lot of videos of different people, you know, shooting guns, reviewing guns, you know, whatever. And I was watching a video, and honestly, I don't even remember who it was from. But I
can guess who it was, but I won't say.
I don't ever comment on videos, but I actually had to comment on this one. They were shooting a little Czech Scorpion sub gun.
I'm familiar with it.
And you know, the ejection port is on the top of the receiver. It's a top ejection gun. And this guy, it's a semi-auto, and this guy was ripping this thing fast. He had some incredible trigger control. I mean, if you were just watching it, you would think it was a full auto sub gun. I mean, this guy was amazing. But at the end of the mag, he did the stupid chamber check flip, and I'm like, really? Really? What the fuck are you actually looking at? the freaking safety.
It's range theatrics. It's range theatrics. Yep. It's and they're so, especially the kids, dude, on the internet, they watch this stuff and they think it's great, and it's just like, you realize he's not doing anything right. So anyway, I don't want to harp on the VZ58, but it's like, look, I need a riser for a red dot for the BCM rifle build. I need some iron sights for the SCAR. Maybe instead of buying them, maybe I'll reach out to this company and see if they want to send us what we're interested in, and we'll look at it and review it and link back to them, and they can make all the money. Or maybe they only want to send us whatever. But look, I have a confession. It's not all, I'm an altruistic person. I did see something on their site that I would never buy. I would never, ever, ever buy this.
Yeah.
But if they gave one to me, I 100% would take it just to play with it.
What?
And they came out years ago. It's those things that it's the Israeli. It's what told me they were Israeli. I call it the corner shot, where they put a Glock pistol in this little contraption and they can aim it around a corner and take shots. If you probably don't even know what those are. They're interesting. I mean, it's one of those deals. I would absolutely play with one if it was given to me, and keep it as a reference item in the Army, because it'd be a great reference item for like the cops that we know, and all the, it would be a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Just to, but I'm not buying one, because no. So, but again, that's something that's been out probably, I don't know, 15 years maybe. I mean, is this company going to contact us, say, hey, we want you to review our products so we can sell them and make money, but we want you're asking for to them it'd probably be a high dollar item that came out 15 years ago that nobody's buying. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if this is going to work out.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
Hey, look.
So real quick,
my day hasn't changed today now than it was 5 hours ago. So, like I said, I don't care one way or the other. I gotta play with the VZ this year. So if something for free to put on it, I'll do it and play with it. If not, no big deal. I don't care.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to them. I'll look at some of their VZ stuff, and I'll put that in play and see if they respond to it. We'll go on from there. So now the listener knows, how do these people get all these gear review things? I mean, basically you build it and they come, I guess, because, we've had a few people reach out wanting to do stuff, and you know how I feel about that. So, yeah. All right, I want to switch gears here because I don't have that much time to talk. And I want to talk about the Bulldozer guy.
Yeah.
What was the big dozer the guy had? I sent you, is it called a D8?
Yeah, it's a D8.
Okay, so we found a guy who wants to help us maybe knock down some hills and finish out our super long rifle range. And it's $200 an hour. I don't know if that's good or not. I mean, I swear I think he said that the D8 Dozer weighs 40 tons. I swear I think he said that. They need a permit to move it on the road.
I mean, I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know crap about bulldozers,
Yeah, it's as big as like a Cape Cod house in the Northeast. It's as big as it's a pretty big machine. So I've been looking at. I'm going to look at some stuff today, and the more I think about it, the more I'm starting to wonder, instead of pushing through the hills, have you thought about the idea of pushing down the spine where it's cleared and maybe just turning that into the long distance range?
That'd probably be the easiest.
So it's because it's clear. It's, the angles aren't that good, and it doesn't really have a natural backstop, which is why we don't shoot down it. But it's also the main way that we get to the back of the range.
Well, it is the main way we get to the back of the range.
You would
but
have
if
to
he's
maintain
going,
it. Go
yeah,
ahead.
but the thing is, there's a couple areas that are kind of, cambered and, weird. But if he's going to dozer back there to get us the distance we need, there's no reason why he can't actually make the road better.
Oh, well, I'm not even thinking. I'm thinking of it as a range and
Well,
pushing all the way down the spine, and then even where the trees start again, keep pushing, knock down the trees, and build a 40-foot pile of dog shit.
Yeah,
that is a habitat that's also a bullet stop.
But what I'm saying is that spine is also basically the road that takes you to the back of the property. So, so if he's pushing it out, he might as well, make it, make the road better for us as well.
Well, that again, that's kind of like, that's going to end up not being true, because when he hits that with a giant dozer, that's no longer going to be a road. That's going to turn into, he's talking about taking the topsoil off, pushing all the stuff back, putting the topsoil back on and seeding it, but it's going to be basically a swamp. I mean, we're not going to get a vehicle on it, especially if it's moderately wet. Now we can get to the back of the property. You probably don't know this. If you go down to the 360 range and head up towards the Badlands, we've cut a trail, because you haven't been back there since we cut it. We now have cut a trail that we can get all the way up to what we used to call the work area.
Yeah.
From down there. So that would get you to up to the top of that crest. Also, we could split the baby. So he's pushing down the spine. Half the dirt, or 2/3 of the dirt, goes back towards the end of the property. The final third comes towards the upper range, and we build a land bridge with a big cement culvert over the drainage.
Yeah.
And then we can get vehicles straight across. And then he could even bulldoze a new road to at least the top of the what we're looking at is a hill. So instead of destroying a hill, cutting next to the hill.
It's interesting.
And it's a straight shot. We knock down some trees. Here's the thing. Again, some people are listening, I don't know what the hell we're talking about, so I want to get off this quick. Go down the spine. You know the part where you're going along the fence line, and then it pulls away, and the clearing pulls away from the fence line, and you're kind of in the woods.
Yeah.
Where that turn is, to the very front of the very back end of the upper range, up by the road, is 700 yards. Well, here's the thing. We could, where the briar patch is, we can back up on the briar patch. Also, if they're going to push down the spine, it's going to lower it. We back up the briar patch, destroy the briar patch, shoot down that's an easy 6. And actually, if we push back beyond where that turn is, where the, where it kicks out from the tree line, and push through the tree line and keep pushing farther back, I guarantee we probably got an easy 1,000. And then if we have to, we put a single shipping container up on the upper range, and that's the storage, and it's an elevated shooting position to be able to shoot all the way down. And it might be an easy 1,000. It could be an easy 1,000 yards.
That's interesting.
And it doesn't even touch that upper field, and that upper field stays clear, so we can run a gun up there.
Yeah.
The upper range.
Yeah. I do like that idea.
Yeah. The reason I'm bouncing all this off of you now is I need to have ideas because I'm meeting him this week, and he's a bulldozer guy, and he's heard of us, and he's claiming to kind of understand what we're doing, but he's not a gun guy, and he doesn't know what it means to build a range and have to eat bullets.
Yeah.
And so I want to have all these ideas fleshed out before to see what he says.
The only thing is I hate to destroy the briar patch, because in July and August when it's 100 degrees, briar patch is it's kind of nice to have some natural shade.
Well, realistically, what we're going to end up doing is we put the shipping container or two up farther up somewhere, and those turn into storage and also a range house. There'll be gravel, picnic tables. We can put in awnings.
Yeah.
We'll have some privacy. We can even put in a bathroom, or you know what I mean. So
yeah.
And the thing is, for like you, if it's really swampy and wet, you could shoot 1,000 yards and you don't have to go anywhere into the property and risk getting trapped.
Yeah.
Think about that. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is. No, I like it. I mean, what I also like is the easier it is for him to bulldoze that area, the less money it's going to cost us.
Oh God, that's because he's not going to drag his machine to the range for $1,000 worth of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean,
By the way, I got curious. A D8, depending on the year, make, and model, weighs in at about 80,000 pounds. That
would be 40 tons, because 2,000 pounds is a ton, right?
Yeah, that's 40 tons. That's a heavy piece of equipment.
And it's just like, y'all, dude, that is crazy. That is crazy heavy. I mean, like, if things have been so wet this year, that thing even hitting the property would probably put in a 4-foot rut.
It probably would.
Yeah. So, all right. So, that is what it is. So just think about it. And the thing is, to sum it up, we've been looking at the range with a lot of preconceived notions of how it's currently laid out because of the way the trees and the fields are cut. But, now that we've been using it, I'm starting to realize that there's a decent amount of this range that we're not using the way that we thought we would, because we can't.
Yeah.
Because I can't stop bullets. And so here's the thing. If we end up cutting through the hills, because we're going to have to cut through more than one to get 1,000 yards, we probably have to cut through two. We're going to nuke a significant amount of the forest and the foliage. And part of me is kind of like, the spine's already open and cleared. That's all field in that area. That's open anyway. So we still have the woods, and, the spine's open, and and for people that don't know this, when you're clearing land, or you have I've learned this the hard way. When you have a big piece of land, if it's surrounded by woods on all sides to the point where it almost where the sun will shade it over, it doesn't dry out as fast as if it's like a big open cornfield, because it doesn't get as much sunlight or as much air. And if we put a range, the long rifle range, on the spine, we get all the air from that the big hayfield.
Yeah.
And we don't lose hardly any. We'll lose some woods.
Yeah, well, and I mean, the thing is, we have to, just the nature of what we want to do, we're going to have to lose woods, but I'd like to keep as much as possible. Yeah,
I don't think it's necessarily, maybe we're going about this the wrong way. So, so anyway, that's an idea. I just wanted to run that by and see what you thought, and we'll go by him. Hey, I want to talk about bump stocks real quick, and then I want to talk about Vimeo, then I got to get off here.
Okay.
Did you see, I don't know if I sent it to you. There's a company, dude, I love America. I incidentally, I'm driving behind a giant, oversized bulldozer right now on the highway. If you hear it banging, that's what that is. You know, they're banning the bump stocks, whatever, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I sent you, I don't know if I thought I sent it to you. There's a company that's come out with a product, and the name of the product is not a bump stock.
I saw it. You sent it to me.
So, okay, so, and it's, I don't know what they want for it. So what it is, so the trick to a bump stock, for people that don't understand, a bump stock is not a machine gun. I don't care what the ATF says. It's not a machine gun.
No.
The trick to a bump stock is, the trick to bump firing a gun is, basically you hold your finger in one place, and then you put some pressure on a weapon in the opposite, in a certain direction, and then you trip the trigger with your stiff finger. The recoil of the entire system will push the entire thing back, and then you're pushing forward on it, and it'll keep slamming the gun into your finger, and that simulates the automatic fire. That's called bump firing. Okay. What this company and what a bump stock does is it slides back and forth to make it easier for you if you can't hold it just right, and it gives a little ledge for you to put your finger on to hold your finger still in the same place. So this company that's not a bump fire, they've got this product, and the only way I can describe it is it's like a long, like a ladle for like a spoon for cooking. And so, the back of it, the handle wedges up against the adjustments on an M4 style stock, and then the front of it gives you the ledge to put your finger.
Yeah. It was an interesting design.
I was just like, that is freaking awesome. You know, are they going to make that a bump stock too? Because it's not, first of all, it's not a stock.
It's not a stock.
I just think that is so awesome. I'll have to find pictures of it and put it in the description.
But that's the thing. That's a classic example of the stupidity of the whole bump stock thing. You know, it's not a machine gun. It's a stock. It's just differently designed stock. And I mean, you know, and it's like, okay, well, we're gonna ban that particular style stock. No big deal. We'll work around that. Now it's not a stock. It's just a part.
Yeah. I mean, you know, what are they going to do? Classify that as like an auto sear? I mean, I don't know what they're going to like. I mean, they're going to have to make that. The only way to kill that is to call it a machine gun part of some kind. And I mean, we're into such crazy land with the bump stocks. And I know that if you're not a gun person and you happen to be listening to this podcast and you just think bump stocks are bad because it simulates full automatic fire, it's a machine gun, you have not even a slightest clue of how physics works or how the legal definition of machine guns are designed and how they function. And this whole argument against the bump stocks thing it's insanity.
Oh, it's stupid as can be. But
yeah, and I hate the fact that it's $80 or I don't know what they want for this, like 60 or $80, but yeah.
I don't remember. I saw it. I don't even know if I even looked at the price, but I mean, and truthfully, I wouldn't even buy one, but I love the product. I love the fact that someone's making it and selling it.
I actually am determined I'm going to have to start. Dude, I don't even think I know how to bump fire a gun. I don't believe I've ever bump fired a gun. I'm going to learn. I'm going to figure out how to bump fire one. Because here's the thing. Bump firing a gun used to be a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like you can bump fire. Like people, like if you have a really light 1911 trigger and you're not holding the gun tight enough and you're not used to controlling a gun and you pull the trigger and all of a sudden it goes off twice, it could have been a runaway, or it could have been that gun was bouncing around in your grip so much you set it off 2 times. You bump fired it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and that's no one ever says that.
Man, people have been bump firing for years. I know a guy who can. I mean, man, I saw him bump fire an AR probably 30 years ago.
Oh God, yeah, I saw people bump firing in the 70s.
I mean, they've been doing it forever.
Yeah,
This isn't new.
yeah, bump firing is losing control of your gun, and so when you see somebody actually bump fire, like without a bump fire stock, all they're doing is they're setting up their finger to lose control of. They're not controlling the gun with their grip. They're really controlling the gun with their left hand. If you're a right-handed shooter holding down in the grip, in my interpretation, you're really controlling the gun with your left hand, and your right hand's kind of like down there bouncing around with the gun, and that's what's setting it off. And that's, I think, a really good way to describe it. So, hey, I want to change gears here. I want to talk about a couple things.
Okay.
The big YouTube shutdown's coming. I don't, I'm trying not to be excited, but I am, and I don't think YouTube's going to actually nuke all these channels. I just think the more I think about it, if YouTube's smart, if you're a big gun channel, they're not going to delete your channel. They're just going to delete all your videos except for 2 of them. That way, when someone who's a fan of yours wants to see your channel, they will be able to find it and they'll go, oh, this is nuked, and then they'll stay on YouTube. Whereas if they can't find you, they may leave YouTube to try to find you someplace else. If YouTube is smart, that's what they'll do. And I don't think there's going to be like all these gun guys, like all these people that said they were going to move to Canada with when Trump got elected, or they were going to move to Canada when Obama got elected.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, all these people that said they're going to leave YouTube. Yeah, you bullshit. So, but anyway, we're on Vimeo, and it looks like we've always been on Vimeo because we use it as the actual hosting for our website, and it looks like more and more guys are posting or switching to paid hosting on Vimeo because Vimeo isn't free for the host companies. I mean, I think it is if you have a small channel, but then you get to a point where they incentivize you to pay some little bit of money, a little bit more, and you can go up and actually run like a network. So anyway, there's been, all of a sudden now I'm not alone on Vimeo. We've got all these other people are starting to show up, and I'm not unhappy about that at all.
No.
We've gone from like 8 followers on Vimeo to like we're closing in on 50. And while that may not be a whole lot, we're pretty soon going to overrun the amount of followers we had on YouTube. So,
Yeah.
I'm not going to name the guy, but there's a guy that popped up on, and people that watch these gun videos, they'll probably figure out who it is because the comment that I made, it's all public. So I screwed up. I offended one of these guys, one of these gun channel guys.
How did you offend him?
Well, so he showed up on Vimeo, and he's got an account, and he's got a YouTube. What is this? Hold on. There's like some crazy Mexican trying to run me off the road. Hold on here. I apologize. So anyway, okay. What the hell was that guy doing? So, all right. Give me a second. All right. Okay, so they're popping up. He popped up with a Vimeo channel, and he posted a video, which is cool.
Yeah.
And it's a BB gun. And I thought,
you mean like a Red Ryder BB gun, or like a high end like Beeman pellet gun or something?
It's not a pellet gun, but it's probably not a. It's like some kind of BB gun that like simulates an MP40. And
okay.
So it simulates an MP40, and it's battery powered, and it runs like a machine gun.
Okay.
And so I thought I mistakenly assumed that he did this because he was trying to do a big fuck you to YouTube. It's like I thought he posted this video on YouTube and basically say, this is a toy, find me on Vimeo, look for the BB gun, machine gun, and you'll find me, it'll be easy, and this will get popular on YouTube and it'll be a last hurrah. I just, I had this whole big fake movie in my mind. And so I made a comment, and I just was like, hey, we're here too, like, welcome to, we're glad everybody's here. We're gun channel, BB guns, yeah. And he got pissed off because apparently he does BB guns on his channel too. And he actually said, well, this is my biggest video on YouTube. And I'm like, I meant no disrespect. I apologize. I thought, and I explained kind of what I thought. I was like, hey, it's no big deal. Sorry. And, it's part of those things where it's like, this is why I don't interface with other people in the industry, because it just doesn't work. But it also, I went to YouTube and I was like, okay, let's see what's going on here. And I will be goddamned. This BB gun video, he posted it in September. It's got 1.2 million views.
Oh, no shit.
It's a BB gun. And I'm like, and it's like, so I'm sitting there and it brings up, it brings up the email that came in this morning. This happened yesterday, this email with the people that came in that said, hey, we want to give you shit, review our products. And it's like, why are we doing this? And what do I want to be when I grow up? And would I do a BB gun video if I could make money doing it? And I'll be honest with you, I don't want to do BB guns.
Well,
I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't need to be famous on YouTube.
No. And here's the thing with that, we do things in a business model that might not be wise. If you look at other guys out there doing stuff, because they might going, well, you can't make money doing that, or you're not doing what it takes to make money. But, we do things that we like, not necessarily what makes money. And I don't want that to come off wrong, but basically, we're not going to do BB gun videos because neither one of us give two shits about a BB gun. And there's nothing wrong with BB guns. It's just not our thing. And
yeah.
And okay, we can make a video of you shooting a scar and get no views and no money, but we did it because that's our thing and we like it. Or we can do a video of you shooting in an MP40, did you say?
Yeah, the little German burp gun.
Yeah, okay. So we can do a video of you doing an MP40 BB gun and get 1 million views and actually make money off of it. And I'll be honest with you, I'd rather do the scar video because I don't give a shit.
Yeah, because I'm shooting the scar anyway, and it's about our company motto is shooting guns and having fun, not shooting guns and making money. Obviously, we want to make money, but
yeah.
This is, I just, there's a limit. I don't want to do what I don't want to, my goal in life wasn't when I grow up, I want to make money playing with toys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I guess that's,
I don't want to do that.
That's the best way to put it. We do what we like to do. It's not, maybe the wise thing would be to make the BB gun video, but I don't care. So
you know what the wise thing would be to do, straight up.
But
and I probably shouldn't say this publicly, but I'm just being real. We're both kind of car guys. You know how to actually fix them and work them, and I like buying them and driving them. If we wanted to make money and be big on YouTube, we should just start a goddamn car thing, because that shit's crazy on YouTube and nobody touches it until the hippies decide that gasoline-powered cars are bad for the environment, and if you're not doing a video on a battery-powered car, you need to be banned.
Yeah, exactly. But speaking of cars, I got a radiator for the Suburban. Should be delivered tomorrow. So Tuesday, I'm putting a new radiator in the Suburban.
Yeah, see, Freeze called me. I was over at Freeze's, and we saw a big old wet spot in his driveway, and we thought maybe it came from his wife's vehicle. And, turns out it was his radiator. And, of course, I knew. I didn't even have to ask. I was like, oh, you going to take that in? I was like, oh, you going to change it yourself? So I knew you'd be doing that yourself.
Oh, man, I know. I mean, there's certain things that I will take it to a shop for because I just don't feel like doing certain things, but I can't. Yeah, it's a radiator, for Christ's sake. I can't see spending $500 to have some schmo throw a radiator in the Suburban when I can do it myself in an hour. So
yeah.
All
right. Well, I hate working on cars, so that will not be on video. All right. Well, this wraps up episode 89 of the John 1911 podcast. If you like this kind of content, think about going to our blog page because you won't be able to find us on YouTube. That's john1911.com. That's JOHN1911.com. Remember, it's all about shooting guns and having fun. Everybody, have a good day.
See you later.